Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Jessica. I am from myhomeschoolwithaview.com. Today, I want to talk about homeschooling during the month of December. As you guys can see, the tree is up. We are ready for the holidays, but we are also still homeschooling. And so let's talk about how we structure our homeschool to be the most productive and yet enjoy the season. So this year is a little bit different for us. We normally take off the entire month of December. We are not doing that this year, mainly because we had a really busy summer. And so we didn't get as many days in as I would have liked as far as our homeschool goes over the summer. We always get in more than our legally required amount of homeschool days, but I also have goals as far as like how much curriculum I want to finish and complete by the end of the year. And so in order to do that, we are not taking off our long break. Normally we would take the entire week of Thanksgiving, and then we would be off until after the new year. This year though, I think we're going to probably take a 3-week break, which is still a little bit longer than they do in public school, but we have to do what works for us. So if you are familiar with my channel or my blog at all, you will know that my answer to everything is always do what works for you. And so that's kind of what I wanted to discuss in this video as far as our December homeschool schedules. And I am looking at my notes because if I don't have notes, then I just kind of ramble on and I can't keep track of what I'm talking about. So if I look off camera, I'm sorry, I just have to keep track of my notes here. So there are a few ways you can structure your homeschool schedule during the month of December. One way is to follow the public school schedule. Now for me, with my kids, I've pretty much never followed that, but I am a second generation homeschooler. So I grew up being homeschooled and we always followed that public school model. So if they had a Monday holiday, we took that Monday holiday. If they had spring break, we took spring break, and our Christmas break followed the same exact schedule as the public school in our town. So that is an option. If that works for your family, and that it provides the least amount of stress for you and contributes to your joy during the holiday season, then do that. Do what works for you. Take the whole month off if you can. If you have enough margin in your curriculum and in your days where you can take off Thanksgiving through the new year, then do that. We know that this is a really busy time of year for moms. And since it's primarily homeschool moms on my channel, that's who I am primarily going to be speaking to. But we know, like, it's kind of, I think a lot of times we feel like it's our job to make the holidays special and magical. And I love it. It's a joy. It's not just a job for me. It is a joy. But I have found that it is really hard to balance that with my kids needing me to be available for them for their schoolwork. They do work pretty independently, but I still need to be there. I still need to be available to them. So it's hard to find that balance, that line, because I want them to be productive and to get things done during the month of December. But, I need to do my things too, as the mom just running life this time of year. And so that can be difficult to find that balance. So one of the things that you can do to help that is you can even just pare back your schoolwork. Like if you just do math and language arts only during the season, that works too. Those are really, the skills subjects are really the most important ones to, make sure you complete by the end of the year. So, you can scale back on your other subjects and just do, the 3 R's, reading, writing, arithmetic, as they used to say. Another thing is if you are wanting to be productive during this time of year, but not necessarily academic, you can look into doing, an Advent unit study. Sonlight has a free one. It's free for downloading if you wanted to take a look at that. I will try to link it in the description box below. And you can also just take the time to, read some good books and focus on, the season, the spirit of the season and stuff like that too. One of the issues I run into with my kids when we do take a long break is that I always have a lot going on. I have a lot to do. Like I said, it's a busy time for moms, but they don't necessarily have that structure. They start to kind of miss the structure of our school days. That is also part of why I like to homeschool during the summer, because I just like having the structure of our days. My husband and I, we don't really let our kids play video games all the time. They don't get free reign of screens. So that's saved for weekends only. Well, it's hard for them, especially during the winter. It can be hard to find things to do in the middle of the day, in the middle of the weekday. And especially like with our homeschool activities, a lot of stuff gets canceled during the month of December. There's just not as much going on even with our homeschool activities. We do have some Christmas parties and things like that coming up that we're looking forward to. But in the day-to-day, they really just don't have the activities and the structure that they like. And so some of the things we have come up with in order to keep them more, I guess, productive and, away from the screens and, so they don't get bored. We've come up with some ideas that I'm going to share with you because, we all have things going on during December. And we all want our kids to be a little bit more structured and productive, I'm sure, and not just on video games. So one of the things we like to do is play board games. We started implementing this, after the world had shut down in 2020. And we started implementing Friday night board games and pizza night. And it really gave us something to look forward to. But my kids really started to enjoy playing board games. And actually, we all have really started to enjoy board games. I have a blog post that I wrote last year on our top 5 favorite family games. And so that will be linked in the description box. So you can go check out some of our game recommendations, ones that we really love. So in December, we don't necessarily do board games on Friday nights because we do Christmas movies and pizza. We have a pizza picnic in our basement and we watch all the fun, Home Alone and the Elf and the Santa Claus and all those fun movies that we only watch one time a year. And so we do that on Friday nights during the month of December. But we implement board games at other times. They can play whenever they want to. Another thing that we enjoy doing to be a little bit more productive during the month of December is we create a Christmas bucket list. And I task my kids with that at the beginning of the month. And they put down all the things that they want to accomplish or want to do during the month of December. And so it has all sorts of fun things on it, like going to the zoo and hot cocoa and Christmas lights, baking cookies for the neighbors, which we probably won't do again this year because, the Rona going around, and we don't want to make people feel bad for not being comfortable eating, stuff that's baked for them. So we probably won't do that this year, but we will probably still do a baking day and enjoy some yummy treats for ourselves. It'll just be scaled back because we don't need like 10 dozen cookies just for our family. Some other things they can do to be productive when it snows, they can get out and shovel, and even shovel for the neighbors. We can't bake cookies for them, but we can shovel their driveway. So things like that. Another thing I've challenged my kids with is to build a Lego Christmas village or a nativity set. If you're like us, you probably have buckets of Lego bricks, and we have more than they know what to do with. And so, it's just a fun, like, creative thing, and you can use it to decorate the house, put it on display. I like that better than doing the gingerbread houses because, sugar. And so, there are tons of ideas on Pinterest on how they can do the animals. But if your kids are anything like mine, they just know. They've done so many Lego projects. They just know what to make and how to make it. So that is another idea we have for that. So I would love to know how you guys are planning on enjoying the holiday and your schedule for holiday schooling or Christmas schooling, December schooling, whatever you want to call it. I look forward to hearing from you guys, and I will see you in the next video.